the Congress party today has flip-flopped on a very major issue, which is, as you know, viewers, reservations and caste census when it comes to reservations. Rahul Gandhi's own father, Rajiv Gandhi, had said, over my dead body, this will never happen in our country. Mark 3 of the Congress party, which is the one under Rahul Gandhi, not under Sonia, under Rahul Gandhi, he says we will have a census. And I used to be part of a system, he said, which was against all Dalits, against every OBC, etc. I was part of it, he says. Meri dadi ji to mujhe batati thi how we are against it. So today, viewers, Rahul Gandhi is even going against what his grandmother did, which is to punish Pakistan at any given opportunity by splitting it into half. It's a different matter that those gains were frittered away, but that's a different story altogether. And he's telling me, Patel, that, oh, historically, you see, Congress has done this. Congress can do a flip-flop without us even knowing it, viewers. And that is the first expression. Mr. Tharoor and Mr. Channi talking in similar tones about let's renew, health and this, and let's boost our economy here, let's get this. Why? What do we owe the Pakistanis, viewers? And we are doing fine without them. The statistics are there. Our exports, our imports have discounted Pakistan. Yet these individuals will. And look at the Israel example, viewers. Their heart bleeds for Palestinians. All these years. And the trade with Israel is today $10 billion. Legitimate question. Why did then we not recognize Israel for all those years? It was okay to sanction because their vote bank was getting affected. It's all down to vote banks, viewers. Think about it. Let me move on. Prime Minister Modi has got the entire opposition worked up about a barb he fired at them a couple of days ago. In the context of the raging debate on Muslim quotas eating into the entitlement of OBCs, the Prime Minister said that this metaphorical robbing of OBCs to pay Muslims was akin to performing a mujra to attract the minority vote bank. Listen in.
बिहार को गारंटी देता हूं, एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी परिवारों को गारंटी देता हूं, अति पिछड़े परिवारों को गारंटी देता हूं, जब तक मोदी जिंदा है, मैं एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी और अति पिछड़ों के हकों को छीनने नहीं दूंगा। ये मोदी की गारंटी है। मोदी के लिए संविधान सर्वोपरि है। मोदी के लिए बाबा साहब आंबेडकर की भावना सर्वोपरि है। इंडिया अलायंस को अपने वोट बैंक की गुलामी करनी है तो करे, उनको वहां जाके मुजरा करना है तो भी करें। मैं एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी आरक्षण के साथ डट करके खड़ा हूं, खड़ा रहूंगा, जब तक जान है लड़ता रहूंगा।
Didn't take the opposition and the ecosystem of friendly commentators to attack the Prime Minister for lowering the discourse. Listen in, viewers.
मैं उनका बिहार का भाषण देख रही थी और ऐसे ऐसे शब्द उन्होंने इस्तेमाल किए विपक्ष के नेताओं के लिए जो इस देश के इतिहास में किसी प्रधानमंत्री ने नहीं इस्तेमाल किए होंगे। देखिए, प्रधानमंत्री पद का पूरा देश आदर करता है, हम भी आदर करते हैं। क्या मोदी जी की जिम्मेदारी नहीं बनती कि वो पद की गरिमा रखे, पद की मर्यादा रखे?
ये जो एक प्रधानमंत्री राज्य के बारे में एक काम ऐसा बोलते हैं तो इट इज वेरी बैड।
It's very bad. They're criticizing the language that was used by the Prime Minister. While the Prime Minister could be arguably accused of lowering the standards of debate, is he wrong about the opposition favouring the Muslim community in the pursuit of vote bank politics? Let's open this up, viewers. Let's ask some basic questions tonight. Mr. Bhati, let me begin with you. You're the Samajwadi Party national spokesperson. For a moment, set aside the words that were used by the Prime Minister, Mujra. What he was trying to say is that parties such as yours, parties such as the Congress, are taking from the OBC to give to a particular micro vote bank, which for you is a big vote bank. In fact, the BJP has come out and said that the Samajwadi Party pushed for Muslim reservations in manifestos of 2012 and 2014. SP tried to implement a 15% Muslim reservation in PAC recruitment. All of this is now fact, as we know. The Congress has done its own, and I've got a list of that too. So, Mr. Bhati, I mean, what he's saying is factual. Maybe you didn't like the way he said it. Fine. RP Singh will explain. But the point he was making is not wrong. It's not baseless. The facts show that you took from one community to give to another.
See, Rahul, what you are talking about is half-truth. We have always talked about, because when we talk about inclusive, it includes PDA, and PDA is the nara which we have given in this election, is we are all talking about since ages. We are talking about everyone. We have talked about only a particular class and religion. In 2012 also we have given reservation to other classes also, and we have referred that in the same, and we have also tried to implement.
Okay, there's a problem with your mic. We're going to try and repair that. Sorry about this. I think there's a problem. Let me bring in Dr. Ranganathan. Yes, you're raising your hand. Yes.
No, Rahul, you're quite right. Prime Minister should apologize, because saying that the opposition parties who placate vote banks and genuflect in front of them, dance or worse, and prostrate in front of them, that statement is much, much worse than a sitting Prime Minister saying कि जब एक बड़ा पेड़ गिरता है तो धरती हिलती है, माइंड मत करो कि 10,000 सिखों का नरसंहार हुआ. Well, you rationalize it, and that is so much kinder than what the Prime Minister or his language that he has used has said. This is the country we are living in. But it also has to be said that yes, the Prime Minister is absolutely right. The Congress has prostrated, genuflected, or whatever the word you might like to use, to placate its vote bank, i.e. the Muslim vote bank. And he brought out previous statements of 10-15 years ago that Prime Ministers and others have made. So he is quite right. And he's also quite right that he will go all out to prevent it from happening. But the question is, why has he also succumbed to the same for the last 10, 15, 20 years? Gujarat, he was the first one to actually take the share from OBC communities and give it to Muslim backward classes. Not only that, you can still say that yes, Muslims also have some backward classes, we are giving reservations to them, you can still say it. But why were the BJP governments all right for 30 years when blanket reservations of 4% were given to Muslims without defining them? So he also has to take the blame.
He has to take the blame. In fact, he didn't start that. It was kicked off before he came into power by a Congress government. He continued it. Why did he continue it is a question. Yes. After all, in Karnataka also, it was only towards the end of their term that they decided to strike down that quota. But at least they did. And at least they're making noises about it. That doesn't at least take away from the facts, Mr. Bhati, and that's the fact that I'm talking about. The fact is that you do give from the OBCs religious quota, which is not allowed under our constitution. And there are many examples. You didn't say anything when, for example, one second, the Minority Affairs Ministry was set up. Why should we have a Minority Affairs Ministry? You tell me in a country that distances itself from religion. Why should we have it? Why did you support it? Why did you support the Waqf Act of 1995? Why did you support the Place of Worship Act of 1991? These are religious, purely religious laws or discriminatory laws. Why should a state be doing all this? Why should the state, for example, be overturning the Supreme Court's verdict on Shabana?
Okay, Rahul, let me answer that. Let first understand this thing, that the PDA is inclusive of everyone. It includes 90%, more than 90% of the population of India. When you talk about the religious base reservation, it was never happened in past also. Approximately 12 states in India still give reservation to Muslim community, not based on the religion but based on the caste, and most of them are from BJP ruled states. So there is no point of talking about, because Prime Minister wants to bring this thing in the last stage where he has understood that only M is left, because P stands for previous also. So M, he is talking about meat, mutton and Mujra and Mangal Sutra and all. He is not talking about marginalized people, marginalized class. He is not talking about the Majdoors. He is not talking about the Majboor, which he has made the country with 80 crore people are Majboor on that food that he is given to the common people of this country. So that he has to talk about. His whole speech is contentless. His whole speech is only blaming the opposition party. He has to understand that from last 10 years he is the Prime Minister. He is not Prime Minister. He is not Prime. He is not as a Prime Minister becoming the Prime Minister. He is Prime Minister from last 10 years. He has to explain to the country why there is such a joblessness in this country. He has to tell about the inflation. He has to tell about the corruption. He has to talk about the electoral bond. He has to talk about the corruption. These are the things he has to answer.
One second. Let me just ask you a question. Why do Hindus convert out of Hinduism to Islam or to Buddhism? One small answer. Because of the caste system, right? Atrocities, yes or no?
See,
yes or no, sir?
So let's not divide.
No, let's not. I'm asking you.
Let's not. I don't want to get into
why
the religious
don't you want to get into
statements.
No, one second.
I don't want to get into
religious.
That is
I'm
not
asking you,
my
what is the rationale?
Right?
What is the rationale?
If you would have called these
Samajwadi Party
religious
spokesperson, please, I'm asking you a simple question, Mr. Bhati. Why do you believe that Hindus convert?
See, what I know is that the caste system in this
is
country,
oppressive.
The caste system,
It's oppressive, right? It's oppressive, right? Yes.
That has happened in the country from last so many
now
years.
wait.
That's what
Now just pause. Now just pause. Now just pause. Now just pause. Viewers, whether it is Islam, whether it is Christianity, they don't have a caste system. If they don't have a caste system, what is this concept of Muslim OBCs and Christian OBCs?
Who are the Prime Minister's
One
favorite
second.
Muslims are getting reservation in Uttar Pradesh also.
Excuse me, can you allow me?
No,
one second, Mr. Chaudhary. Mr. Bhati is here. Please. He's also capable of answering for himself. Now, I can't understand, viewers, why we shouldn't break out of this and why should we have religious castes? R.P. Singh, could you respond, sir? Why do we have reservations, for example, Sikh castes? Isn't that also a religion-based quota?
Rahul, you are bang on, and I appreciate and accept that yes, there should be no reservation for religious castes, especially religion who don't believe in caste system and who don't follow under the 25B of the Indian Constitution. So, but as for Muslim goes, just recently, Lalu Yadav is on record saying that we'll give reservation to Muslims, not even OBC among Muslims or not. We'll give reservation to Muslims, 5% reservation to Muslims. And none of these leaders
Muslims
have objected to that.
Getting reservation.
No, one second. This is talking about all communities.
Can I complete?
Please, don't overspeak. He don't interrupt you.
Mr. Bhati, hear me out.
You're misunderstanding. Yes.
So this whole other process has to be relooked into and reviewed also. And we are for this. Yes, any quota within quota for Muslims can't be allowed.
Okay. Look, viewers.
And then this will be relooked and
this will be relooked, says R.P. Singh. This will be relooked. Now, viewers, why they haven't done it so far is a question that is legitimate. Why the opposition is doing it and still claiming that they are secular is the unanswered question. I'll leave it at this.